Chill.
Nigga, put
What's
your
up?
hat on.
Man, mind your business, man.
Leave him alone, man. We gotta
Anyway,
sell. We gotta sell ad space wherever we can. Yeah, goldenpalace.com
yeah,
over
you
here.
got all the ass on that big ass forehead you got, motherfucker.
Well, I'm just saying, man. I'm a trendsetter. If you're trying to follow me, you're trying to follow me. I just want to
Oh,
apologize to the
trendsetter.
viewers. I want to apologize to the viewers. For those of you that watch the show, know that we are on CPT.
Yeah.
That's
CPT.
cannabis. I'm not done. That's cannabis people time. That's why we're late. It's cannabis people time.
Sprinkle with a little color people.
Hey,
Dude, I had that. I called Mel at 4:06,
I like what-
and I was out. I was outside smoking. I called Mel at 4:06, and I was like, "Of course, I'm calling you at 4:06 because I would be late asking if we have a show, and I just got in from inside smoking." And then, as we're talking, waiting for you, he's like, "Yeah, you know how Lamar is CPT." I'm like, "Bro, you stole my joke. I got one ready to go when we go on air." I'm like, "It's not what you think it is."
No, man,
ahead,
what's
Dark
going
Man.
on,
Get it
fellas?
cracking.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? How we doing
What's
today?
up,
How
nigga?
we
What's
doing
up?
today? How we doing
good?
today?
What's good? What's good?
It's your boy,
What's
what's
good?
talking about in the building. Detroit Mel in the building. The big homie Nick Shine is in the building. The whole gang is here in the building. Feeling real good, looking real good.
I got on my
And man, what?
my Nick Flesh colored sweatshirt.
If it comes with gloves, and a COVID mask, it's also a do not get pulled over colored sweatshirt.
Championship. Anyway, I just want to let everybody know my championship gear is here, finally here. But that's for another topic for another day.
Like we're in a fucking locker room. We got to watch it. Thank you. Thank you. Like we're in a locker room. We got to watch this motherfucker get dressed for a show.
Y'all know what the deal is, man. Y'all going over to all our social media platforms. Make sure y'all give us a like, share, or follow, or subscribe
Right.
to all our product. That is proud New York fans. As well as IOW Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly on YouTube, where all the content is stored. IOW Sports 1 on Twitter. That's the deal. Catch us right there. IOW Sports everywhere, anywhere. Like, share, subscribe, show the love. Man, we're going to keep grinding and we're going to get we're going to get to all that, man. We're going to get to all that. Yes, Nick did call it Anthony Richardson. His stock
Pretend this is my
went up the
cup of
roof.
tea. Pretend this is my cup of tea and I got the green on like Kermit.
So no, we'll get into that. Post combine talk. We're definitely getting in that as everything gearing up for the NFL draft is heating up. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some Ja Morant. Man, you is a wankster, man. You better stop fronting. So we'll talk about Ja Morant and his little situation. Clearly a great weekend of sports. I was watching some XFL. There was at least 3 good games out of the 4 that was this weekend. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm really liking XFL this year. I know that the numbers have gone down since week 1, but look, to me, it's good product. Look, we'll get into that, and we'll get into so much more. But we're gonna kick off the show with this. As you see, Derek Carr, preacher Carr, hallelujah, makes his way to one of the most, sinful cities. He goes from Vegas to New Orleans. I guess some of the 2 most, sinful, and he's preacher Carr. Anyway, man, it's written all over your face, big homie Nick. Go ahead, man. Give us your thoughts, your impressions, your feeling about Derek Carr going to Nolans, even though he wanted him to be in gangrene. Yeah, man, because it looks like it's about go ahead, big homie.
I'm gonna be me. What a bitch move.
Well,
What a bitch move. You could have came to New York with a better team, better cap structure.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about your star running back going to jail for fighting someone in a fucking club in Vegas last year.
Fighting in the
You don't have to
club.
worry about your best wide receiver. Is he playing or is he not? Because he got a ingrown toenail in Michael Thomas, or his vagina is offset, so he can't play that week. But I don't get it. I don't get it.
Not the ingrown toenail though, bro.
The whole entire offseason, we heard that they were going to wait for the Rodgers decision.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he didn't want to wait. I'm like, who else? I mean, you weren't the number one player. I mean, you may be the number one player to the Saints because they didn't think they could get you. But you're going to a team. I mean, I get it. It's a weak division. You have a punter who could throw the ball 15 yards. You could win that division the way the quarterback structure is right now there.
Yeah, I'm not a punter, bro.
That's why it's a bitch move. Who you got? You got Desmond Ritter. You got the kid from Florida, Trask. Is that him? And then you got Darnold.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you're Tom Tupa from the Jets in the in the 90s and you can throw the ball 25 yards, you could go win that division.
Wow, a Tom Tupa reference on the show? Holy shit! Take a drink to that. Whoever called the Tom Tupa reference on the show.
Monday. It's that type of day when you see Carr to the Saints. I just got to. I just saw a tweet from Connor Hughes, Jets and Giants, SNY, the Mets channel in New York. He's their cover guy for both.
Yeah.
You can't play scared in Rodgers roulette. And if the Jets end up getting him, nothing else matters. Still, you can't help but wonder, were they so seduced by the thoughts of 12 that they strayed too far back and away and lost Carr? Or strayed too far and now have no way back? What the fuck am I reading? Stoned. So, I don't know. I wanted Carr. You guys know that. I voiced that on the show. I voiced it on Twitter. I love the idea. Yeah, remember the way we're built with that defense and the run game and all the investments we're going to put into the line and hopefully get a healthy line next season. We don't need a top 5 quarterback. I'm not saying this is an insult.
No.
We don't need Patrick Mahomes to win a Super Bowl with this roster. We need mid-level QB, Jimmy G completing that pass against the Chiefs, and they think we're good enough to win a Super Bowl with defense and run game and adequate quarterback play. We don't need Burrow, Allen, Mahomes the way we're structured. So it's
fair.
I would have liked to get the quarterback and not give up any picks. And now that Carr made that decision and everyone associated with the NFL knows that the Jets had Rodgers, the Raiders have officially tagged Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
That just came through.
That's all they got left, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all they got left.
Yeah, they'll probably try to trade him with that and get something in return. So yeah, it's a little disappointing for me because I wanted to keep the picks because I thought we could make the line much better or go get another elite weapon to pair with Garrett Wilson at 13. So I'm a little disappointed, but I also know Joe Douglas has pulled some rabbits out of the hat before the Jamal Adams trade, getting what he got back, getting a 2 and a 4 or 6 for Sam Darnold.
Please.
Yeah,
please.
So, I have faith in Joe, and I'm telling Jets fans, I know we got fascinated with the concept of getting a top quarterback, but that's not what we need to win. Let's reel back in our expectations, come back to reality, and remember who and what we are.
Yeah, and just to really back up what you're saying, Nick, I agree with you to this point. I think a quarterback of Derek Carr's caliber and the price tag that you're going to have to break the bank to get him. what I'm saying? I thought he fit perfect for are doing up there in New Jersey. I thought he was a perfect. Honestly, I don't know who that you guys didn't land Derek Carr. I don't know if what's being reported, straight away too far away from Derek Carr and showed too much punch. I don't know if that's a cause. I don't know. Fact of the matter is, look, you're stuck in a situation now. Like, despite what people want to say, I think Derek Carr is a solid quarterback. Is he the guy that's gonna,
It's a great
throw
word.
for 50
That's a
touchdowns
perfect
and
word.
5,000 yards? No.
Perfect word to describe him. Solid.
Yeah, he's solid. Derek Carr has always been solid. And look, let's be honest. When in this time of day, look, the guy has thrown for over 200 career passing touchdowns. So anytime you do that in the NFL, you're not a bum, you're not a slouch. You're not trash. I think he gets a lot of flack because he doesn't have a lot of playoff success. But let's remember, 2015, 2016, the guy was having an MVP season, got hurt right at the end of the season
And let's
before
not
the
forget
Raiders
either,
went into that playoff.
the time that he was with the Raiders, they're the number 27 overall defense in the NFL.
And defense,
So,
yes.
it matters.
Look, the defense was
You're not going into Kansas City and
absolutely
winning.
abysmal.
You're not going into Kansas City and winning with the 27 ranked defense, but somehow that gets put on Carr's win-loss record. Meanwhile, they're dropping a half a century on your ass.
Yeah.
Fuck both the Saints and the Raiders. Fuck them both now after this. Fuck them both. Eat shit.
No, look. Now to move him going to the Saints, I'll say this. Saints filled their quarterback position. I think they got a solid guy. No, for real. Wholeheartedly. But guess what? And there's one thing that you said, Nick, that is literally like the alarms going off in my head. Cap. They're in cap hell right now. I mean, they're before even signing their card, they're almost 20 million over the cap.
Yeah.
And so my thing is he's not good enough to cover the blemishes of a team that's more than likely probably going to get, they're going to have to make some decisions to get under that cap, man. I mean, obviously, you got to talk about, Michael Thomas. Does he want to play? But he comes with a nice little crack. You got to take care of that situation. In my opinion, you either restructure it, and if you can't agree to it, you got to find another job. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
He's been injured too much. It's not even worth it. So for a while, we was talking about how the Saints need a quarterback. Now you got a quarterback. I'll be trying to build around that what I have. So I'll get rid of Michael Thomas because he's proven that he's not gonna stay healthy. So get rid of him. Got Olave, pretty good receiver. If West ain't gonna go to jail, you got a good running back. So you got some pieces you can build around. A pretty good defense.
They'll give Alvin Kamara a little slap on the wrist. That'll be done. It was.
Yeah, it's
not going to be nothing that's going
to. Yeah, I'm more worried about suspension time than jail time. We know celebrities.
Yeah, but if Max, you're talking about what? 2 games, 2-3 games, Max?
No, something like that. You're looking at 4, 6. You're looking at 4 or 6 games. I don't know if he's ever had any other character offenses. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. That'll be his first. That's what I'm saying. NFL will be of that situation. Now, so I mean, let's really look at. Don't let him get with Michael Thomas. Chris Olave did well for a rookie, so you got that working for you. Amar, despite a little situation of the assault situation, I don't think he's going to miss significant time. So if you really look at the offense, it doesn't look too bad. The only problem is you got to get under the cap. So you got to get under the cap, and with getting under the cap, that means somebody's going to have to take less money, and if they don't, you got to find a way to move them. Michael Thomas might be there. You know what I'm saying? people that restructure and do the restructure. Oh, we want to restructure? Well, hell, we got a movie. Cause I just bet 150 million, guaranteed, and he's going to start counting against the books next year. So hey, you got to
Yeah, well, how much
somebody
did
got
you
to do
say by
something.
cutting Hill though?
So is no, you
Let's talk about
can't.
Anthony
They just
Thomas.
signed that man to a.
I was saying, but how much could you even say cutting him anyway?
Well, unfortunately, they're going to have to come to major restructure. He signed to an odd contract with last year going into the season when they was
I forgot about the contract.
like slash quarterback slash time.
Yeah.
It was weird shit. So I mean, look, it's unfortunately he's not good enough to cover a lot of blemishes on a team that was already pretty, for the most part, already starting to rebuild. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now, if Derek Carr wanted to win, this wasn't the great choice. This was not the choice to go to a team like the Saints with the problems that they got with the cap, and you think you're going to win.
Well, here's the issue I think it's going to happen too, because of the weak division, he's going to get that flash of success, and they're not going to really spend time to build around him. You can win the division easily. You know, who don't stop you in that division? Nobody.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tampa Bay don't have nothing. Carolina, Atlanta, who gonna stop them? You know what I'm saying? They should win that division easily.
I hear you.
So all you have to do is you win that. Those two games you play in each of them 2 games, right? So you win those games. All you have to do is pull off 2 or 3 games here. You in the playoffs. Easily.
We know the type of party town that is. Pulling out is not what they like to do.
Well, seeing is that we all got kids. Look like we failed at that shit too. So, but I mean,
cross that Mason-Dixon line, man. It's a different world. Yeah, well, history reference too.
But let's. I just think the team that Derek Carr he's getting won't be the team that he's going to get. So many things, and that to me that I think he made a choice. I don't feel like he had to make it a team. I absolutely no idea what made him choose, especially once he wants to win. What a playoff appearance. That's the ceiling right now with this team. Is just the ceiling is it's not a championship. You go ahead, Nick.
Your connection is shit. Yeah. I thought it was mine, but I muted the show on the laptop and I went to Facebook and you're glitching coming out. I don't know if you got to reboot the modem or something, but how else are you guys with hearing it? Because I checked Facebook.
That's a good question, Ant. That is a good question.
What do you say?
He said, "Are the Saints still leading that division basically if the Falcons get Lamar?"
I think it's close because
I don't think it's a runaway.
Because the division is so weak, I think Lamar makes an impact because there's not a great talent. But we also got to see who Tampa Bay gets, right? Like with Winston, with Evans and Godwin.
Is that 40?
They're still loaded nicely. Like I think Matt Ryan could slide in there and do what Brady did, not move in the pocket and just throw it to those guys, right?
I don't know. The way Matt played in Indianapolis, I don't know.
Yeah, but also who are the weapons? Michael Pittman's not Michael Evans.
That's true.
You know, and they played a majority of the year without a healthy Taylor.
Say which part, Lamar?
About I don't know. I'm high, nigga. So just roll with it.
Oh, no, just keep going, keep
uh,
rolling.
yeah, just keep rolling with it.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point. You got.
That was like the kid in the house, and like there's 3 kids, and 2 of them having fun, and the third one's like, "Hey, what about me? What do you want? Nothing."
Hey, 40
Yeah,
said Lamar a
was
little.
not glitching.
So
Yeah, I just switched cameras. I don't know what's up with my other camera. It's all good.
You sound better, but now your video's glitching. But if you sound good, that's what matters, right? We know you look like shit.
Yeah, we don't care what you look like.
Come on,
We've
man.
all
Stop
seen you before.
Don't start the capping, man. I am the most sexist motherfucker on screen right now.
Now who capping?
I'll be honest. If I was in doubt, I would have sex on screen too a lot, Lamar.
Wow.
My goodness.
No, he said I had more sex than anyone on the screen. And I was like, well, if I was better in doubt, I'd be having sex on screen too.
Hey, man, don't come for me like that, bro. No, fuck that. AP, don't come for me like that.
On.
I've always been on your side, AP. AP. Hey, I've always been on your side. Don't come for me like that, man.
No, Lamar, take the hat off. Lamar, take the hat off. It looks like Atlanta's football stadium opening up the roof.
So now you see why you're a LeBron fan?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Daddy.
The only thing LeBron has ever changed, the only thing LeBron has ever changed more than teams is his hairline. Like,
I can't with y'all.
It's here. It's here. It's here.
Y'all motherfuckers ain't shit, dog.
No,
here's LeBron's hairline throughout his career. Oh, I'm in Cleveland. Oh, I'm going down to South Beach. Oh, I'm back in Cleveland. Oh, I'm going to LA.
But
Yak it up, motherfuckers.
Back to what you were saying though, with the Lamar thing. I think I'm with you, but I think they may beat up on each other too. You know, because those would be close games. I think with Lamar playing in Atlanta and they playing New Orleans. Those would be some good games to watch, and they may beat up on each other. And who knows? I don't think it's a runaway. I think it's a real close.
It depends what they do with the rest of the team, right? Is Michael Thomas back healthy? Do they find?
Well, that's another thing too. Yeah, 'cause I forgot they don't have because the Saints got to make some cuts to bring that cap.
They're gonna have to make some
solid cap down.
I don't want to talk about projecting them yet because number one, they got to get down in the next week.
Right.
Number two, let's see what does that cost them. They're infamous for kicking the can down the road, but not winning shit. The Rams kick the can down the road, they win. The Chiefs kick the can down the road, they win. So the Saints are kicking the can down the road and just going home with some scuffed up Nikes.
So don't scuff up the Nikes, bro.
Let's ask this question though, Nick. You the Saints. What cuts do you make?
I'd have to look into it. I don't know the cap issues. I don't know the dead money. Dead money is always a big factor, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this just came in from Rich Samini, a Jet writer. Carr's 4-year, $150 million deal. It's 37.5, ninth among QBs. Also can be viewed as a 2-year, $60 million contract. Not outrageous. Jets could have outbid Saints if they were all in on Carr, but they're swinging for the fences with Rodgers. Can't afford to strike out.
Yeah, I think they should. If they had a chance to get Carr, they should have took Carr.
They did have the chance. Look, I get you want to, get the splash quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. But let's be honest about a guy who's been stringing along a franchise the last, 2-3 years. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? You need stability at your quarterback position. And you need somebody that you know for sure wants to be on your team and play football.
Right.
You need a guy that's Derek Carr could have easily. I'm not saying he could have easily brought the Jets to a Super Bowl. I'm saying that he easily could have been the perfect quarterback that could have been the missing piece to actually, make some noise. Definitely make the Jets were just right there. They were right there at the playoffs, right there. A quarterback like Derek Carr and his his skill set easily puts him in the playoffs. Easily, in my
I,
opinion, easily puts him in the playoffs.
I agree.
And that,
So
as we're constructed right now, the way
that's
teams
constructed
are,
right now.
as of the way teams are of today, that's the vision he makes the biggest impact in.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have no argument
some
with that.
people want Easy Street. Yes, that's a New Orleans reference. Uh, some people don't want to come to New York, deal with the media, deal with the Buffalo Bills. It's Easy Street to go to the NFC right now, right? You can be a mediocre team and make a deep playoff run.
But I don't know, but I guess if you playing football, you should. Are you a competitor or not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why
Yeah,
would I
but some
want?
people want to compete on JV, and some people don't mind going varsity against all state. There's different
Yeah,
levels to competition in different people's minds.
yeah, I think that's crazy. I'm going for where I can be the most competitive at. That's just me.
No, I'm going somewhere where I can win at.
Well, I'm just
And
saying.
right
But I'm
now,
saying, but that. I'm going by what he's talking about, far as like the challenges of being in New York. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But I'm
I'm
saying, look, okay, all right. I'm gonna get it out the way now, so MJ ain't got to do it. If Eli Manning could make it in New York and get 2 Super Bowls, being the type of caliber of quarterback that he is, you trying to tell me Derek Carr can't replicate that at least to a certain degree? Derek Carr could easily
I
replicate
mean,
that.
especially the way the team is structured. You got a great defense. You got pieces on offense. You know, you get your running back this year. I mean, you have the piece that you need. All you need is a decent quarterback, and Derek Carr is that. He's a good
Mm-hmm.
quarterback, solid quarterback. That's all you need. You think about when White was playing, they're winning games. Is Derek Carr not better than White?
Derek Carr is better than anybody in the quarterback room right now for the New York Jets.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's better than Zach Wilson, better than Mike White, he's better than Joe Flacco. He was the guy that could have put them over the hump. All right. So there's your answer, MJ. Who's back you need to have today? My side, because I just gave you love. But come on, look.
Wait, real quick, Carr's contract details are
Uh,
out. He's only a 7.2 cap number this year.
Only 7.2.
oh shoot!
Yeah.
I don't see why you think Michael Thomas. His cap hit this year is 13 mil. Next year, good lord.
Yeah, you got to get rid of
Damn.
Mike.
Yeah, you
No,
gotta get rid of him.
no. Look,
I mean, you're looking at the Saints, and I don't know. They're going to have to restructure
yeah, they're gonna have to restructure
because their big contracts are all
coming
dead
up.
money because there's guaranteed money on them.
Yeah,
Cam Jordan, his cap number is 25. His dead money would be 23. They would only save $2 million. Marshawn Lattimore, 22 million. Dead money would be 43 this year if they cut him. Cap savings would be 20 million. So it's a little Ryan
it's a lot of.
Ramchek's got a big guarantee. Michael Thomas got 26 million guaranteed.
They're gonna have to, man. Who
Jameis Winston is still on their books.
Man, the Saints organization must have been partying when they made these contracts.
Eric
Yeah,
McCoy, if he gets cut, it's 17 in dead money. Tyrann Mathieu, what the hell, man? How much money are they still paying people?
look, regardless
14 million for Matthew.
Damn.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't
I don't
know.
know who.
Looking at it, Mel, I really can't give you. Normally, I can look at shit and be like,
Right.
This guy, like Jets, Carl Lawson, $15 million cap hit this year. They cut him. It's only 333,000 dead money. So that's someone you can look at instantly and be like, oh, there we go. That's a
Right. Yeah.
But they have so much guaranteed money for multiple years going out to guys. I don't know.
They're gonna have to be on Bourbon Street selling ass. For real.
Hey yo.
Just to pay these damn contracts. That's ridiculous.
Hey man, look. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm literally trying to see how this is going to play out. But I'm like Nick. I don't see how this move for Derek Carr is going to play out for him in the long run, as it when it comes to success.
I don't understand though is how do you have all this money owed, then you go out and get more debt by getting a quarterback paying all his money.
Whoever the GM is,
The
man.
salary cap is a myth, though. It's like the clitoris.
Yeah.
Let's stop acting like it actually exists, right? Like, it's a myth. You see what the Rams did. You've seen what the Cowboys did for years. You can always restructure. You can always take certain money and move it. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm about a 4 or 5, knowing the salary cap. But there's ways to work around everyone. You put in workout bonuses. You put in, does he tie his shoes properly, bonuses. You can add money and is he on the game day roster? Like, there's so many fucking stupid bonuses that you can put in that aren't a hard cap number. So, I mean, they got mathematicians and attorneys to figure this shit out and structure it and word it so that there is team flexibility down the road. And then
eventually you still have to pay something.
Yes, you can only kick the can down the road so far.
Right.
Eventually that can gets filled with too many rocks and you break your foot when you're kicking it. You gotta empty the can.
Right.
And yeah, Anthony, the Rams the Rams just today, if they can't trade Leonard Floyd, that guy can become available. That's a nice player. If you got someone like Quinnen Williams or Chris Jones, you put a Leonard Floyd on the outside. You know, real quick, since I brought their names up, fucking baby ass lungs over there. Grow the fuck up, yeah, man.
Shut the hell up, man. I'm smoking loud, man. Don't be mad at me because you smoking old fake Canada shit over there in New Jersey, man. Don't do me like that, though. Motherfucker.
This shit's good, man. This shit's gigantic.
No,
that's my baby.
Go ahead, Nick.
Quinnen Williams had 11 sacks.
Okay.
Chris Williams had 12 from the interior position. I think he had 4 or 5 from the outside. Quinnen Williams had 142 less pass rush attempts from D tackle than Jones because they moved Jones outside a lot. So people are just like, wait a minute. You're telling me Quinnen Williams gets more opportunities? His numbers could even go even higher? Yeah, I know. I know how you view that bowl is shaped like Matt. I know. And while we're on NFL, before we move on, before we get to the combine, saw today on Instagram that the Tennessee Titans were taking offers for Derek Henry while at the combine.
Buffalo better be smart.
Buffalo better be up and get that. Yeah.
Buffalo better be smart. All right, so as much as I don't want Buffalo to improve that much because they still are one of your premier teams in the AFC. It's smart to get him is because you need a cat like Derek Henry that's going to help be that longevity for Josh Allen. If you got a cat like Derek Henry, you can take those carries off of Josh Allen and give them to Derek Henry. Let Derek Henry take the abuse. Let Derek Henry take the hits. Let Derek Henry be a running back.
Right.
You don't want Josh Allen to keep taking these hits, being a major part of the running game. Look at Lamar Jackson the last 2 years. I love Lamar Jackson, but him being pretty much the piece in Baltimore has cost him time. It's cost him durability on his body. And more than likely, it's cost him a chance to even get that guaranteed money like Deshaun Watson that he wants and so desperately deserves, but he's not going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got a quarterback like Lamar, like Josh Allen, who are very integral to the running game of your offense, it takes away from them personally. Yeah, you get gain from your offense as a team because they're dynamic. But you can't sit here and keep taking these hits as a quarterback when you are so integral to the running game and think you're going to play 12, 13, 14, 15 years of football. It's impossible. It won't happen. Look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton was dynamic, The guy can't even get back on the field anymore. Can't even get an offer because his body is used up.
That's the way he dressed.
That too. But I mean, you can't sit here and waste any more of Josh Allen's prime years.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean,
By,
but
by
what have people been saying? They need a running game. Need a running game. It improved a little bit, but still don't have a dynamic running game.
but it's majority of it still through Josh Allen.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, in general, that's been one of the knocks he's been saying about him. You get Derrick Henry in there, you draw now. People are game planning for Henry.
Yeah.
Play action is working.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do, you can run an RPO. Now you really got to think who you want to tackle, Allen or Henry. You know what I'm saying? Two big people coming at you. You know what I'm saying? For real. So it's like that to me. That's a no-brainer. Buffalo should be like in a running.
That's the type of smoke you don't want as a defender, bro.
Right.
You don't want that smoke as that defender. You like, man, I got to tackle big ass Derrick Henry and big ass Josh Allen.
I would say this though, and to your point, Baltimore has a pretty good running.
J.K. Dobbins is first of all. J.K. Dobbins is.
They don't need more running backs.
Why spend money on Derrick Henry when you need receivers?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. If I'm Baltimore, yeah, Derrick Henry's a great running back. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but that don't solve Baltimore's problem.
Don't solve your problems, right?
He don't catch out of the backfield. That's not what they need.
Right.
It's not Madden. It's actual football.
Look. When you got it, and here's the thing with Derrick Henry. Obviously, he had the injury a couple of years back, and he was able to bounce back pretty well this past year. But you know, why would Derrick Henry want to stay on a team that's obviously showing that they're in complete rebuild? They're getting rid of everybody.
They
The Titans are literally getting complete fire sale. And the crazy thing is, they're cutting guys. They're not even getting value back for these guys. Robert Woods, Taylor Lewan, Bud Dupree, starters who could still play in the league, they cutting them. They're not even getting trade bait or nothing back from them.
Somebody will call Minnesota and tell them
go.
No, tell them to follow suit.
They getting rid of everybody. I mean, Titans. Why would a guy of Derrick Henry's talent sit there wasting away? And he's on the last few years of his prime because he's getting closer to 30 than he is getting away from it. Yeah, because I think Derrick Henry's 27? Had the foot injury last year. Mm-hmm. We all know what happens to running backs. You get closer to 30. I mean, you're pretty much on that ticking time bomb where your career's about to explode. And
sometimes it happens just like that. You go for one season being the dominant running back. That next season you just bam, what happened?
Yeah.
So
and it can happen real quick.
Quick. Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm Derrick Henry, I'm on the phone right now with my representatives, get all my agents and lawyers and my family, and get everybody together, and we got to have serious conversations.
Because you got to look at it like this. This is your last stop. Where you want to be your last stop? What's your best chance of winning the Super Bowl? That's how you're looking at it.
Well, Buffalo.
If you Derrick Henry, you're looking at what's my best chance of me winning the Super Bowl? Buffalo's the best fit.
Going to Kansas City.
Well, Kansas City ain't gonna spend that money on him.
No, it wouldn't.
Who knows? Who knows?
No, you're right, Nick. Who knows?
You know, you're right.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. You're right.
So
let me say they don't need to. Let me say that.
Bunch of Henry and Pacheco.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Ugh, that'd be nasty. That would be nasty. But no, to me, Buffalo. Right when you said that, I'm like, oh, Buffalo.
That'd be their new Christian Okoye.
Give him a 3-5 again.
Right, go 3-5 again.
Yeah.
Disrespecting Barry Word. He was just.
But no, I mean,
motherfuckers had an earthquake and tornado in the
fucking backfield. I mean,
take a lead minimum from Kansas City to win.
Well, there's a lot of guys that would take league minimum to get on a possibility to see a Super Bowl. I mean, hell, why would you not?
I mean, you're on his last leg. I mean, they're interested. Go, but I still think if I'm Buffalo, I'm going after him.
Yeah, Buffalo for sure. But I mean, we'll see what happens because there's a lot of time between now, combine, and all that. But tag deadline is tomorrow. Tag deadline is tomorrow, and
Oh, let me
hey,
throw a question your way.
go ahead, bro.
Orlando Brown not getting tagged.
That means
They
Kansas
still
is going to
have
get the deal
they
done.
still have time till Monday to reach a contract, so it's not guaranteed he's hitting free agency. What's your thoughts? You just think cap wise they're going to have to just replace and move on?
No, shout out to Lance Twidwell, the spoken. I follow him quite, and he made a solid point. If you don't have, um, it's been weird because Orlando Brown played well when it mattered. He played great when it mattered. Played great in the postseason. Uh, really didn't let Patrick get touched the postseason, so he played great down the stretch.
Okay.
And I was worried because himself and Andrew Wiley were both, leading in allowing pressures, not allowing sacks, but allowing pressures. And you all know when you allow pressures, it leaves the chance to get the sack. But regardless, um, so does he earn the money? He definitely is going to get the money because he didn't get the tag. Somebody's going to give him top LT.
Somebody. You think
Somebody.
he's done there? You think somebody
No,
just
I don't think he's done in Kansas City because my thing is Kansas City, what are your options if you don't re-sign him? I mean, what you want to say is easily to replace a guy that's pretty much left Patrick Mahomes clean all postseason and think you can recreate that in the draft? You got to remember Orlando Brown's still 25, 26, so he's still relatively young himself. So you gave up a first round to go get him a couple of years back to Baltimore. So my thing is, I think he's gave you your return on investment. I don't think you have a better option at left tackle right now. Just because there's no way San Francisco's coming off for Trent Williams. So if you can't get him, Orlando Brown is pretty much the next best option right now at left tackle. There's some other good left tackles. I wouldn't touch Taylor Lewan. He's an injury case. Can't stay healthy. He'd be cheating, but he can't stay healthy. There's a
what
reason
about
why.
draft?
What?
You guys have had success finding linemen in the draft with Humphrey and Smith. They had another guy young. Maybe someone like Anton Harrison, tackle from Oklahoma, who's very mobile.
Only
There's some choices at the end of round one. If you got, you got the $3 billion quarterback, so you got to protect them, right? If you let him go, you can get an elite player.
And that's what I'm saying. Can you guarantee the Chiefs are going to get an elite left tackle in the draft? Because there's not an elite left tackle on the free agency. There's not. So to me, it's either sign Brown, you don't tag them, or at least they're saying they're not tagging them. So hey, go ahead, do what you
Honey
do.
roasted peanuts, the sugar at the end. No.
Oh my god, you wild, bro. No.
It's the whole reason to get them is the sugar on the bottom. I got to eat this whole fucking bottle just to get to the sugar on the bottom.
And I don't know. You don't let good left tackle play just walk out the door.
Right.
Obviously not tagging him to me that says you're going to.
You got to restructure Pat again. You got to wait for Pat to restructure.
I think he'll be all right. I think, but if you look at AP's comment, he says Frank Clark might get cut, and if he does, that's $20 million off the books for the Chiefs. So there's your Orlando Brown Jr. money right there. Yeah, you made lose Frank Clark.
Speaking about somebody off the books for the Chiefs, Mahomes' brother, who we all thought was gay, forcefully kissed. And I'm not joking. This is actually.
I saw the video. Yeah, I saw the video.
I see the video. I read.
Forcefully kissed a female bar owner against her will, and there's video of it. So
yeah, I saw the video.
Hopefully, this guy gets canceled. But who knows? He looks like the type of guy who would enjoy being in jail. He'll be holding a lot of pockets walking up and down those aisles. You go from making TikToks to click clanks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jackson Mahomes. He's an idiot, but I don't know. I don't know.
How do you do that, Emma? Like, this ain't the 70s, man.
No, he needs to chill out. But
you can't just grab a woman and kiss her. Like
no.
I'm 44. I'm single.
Man.
If I'm gonna hook up with
drug
a woman,
him first.
I'm texting her and be like, "Yo, is it okay if I kiss you?" She'll reply, "Yeah."
I'm putting on her drink. Then I'm gonna
If
kiss
we
her.
start making out, well, you go the other route. You go the
go a little bit too far.
Mel goes. I'm trying to build something constructive on the chalkboard. Mel's in detention with the wet towel wiping the whole shit down for the day. He wants no proof of anything.
Yeah,
but it's you got. How do you do that nowadays, man? That's
crazy.
That's
man.
entitlement. When people talk about like privilege, like a lot, and they use race, let's all be real. Financial status is the real privilege in this country. And now his brother can write a check for any lawyer or any settlement to make anything go away. This lady just hit the lottery getting forcefully kissed by this freaking freak.
But my thing is like, you know it's gonna escalate. All the stuff he's been doing. If you don't check that, you know it's gonna escalate.
Oh yeah,
it's bound to happen. So I mean, I'm not surprised.
No, he needs to sit down. He needs to sit down all the way down. Erase the social media platforms. Get off of it.
Right.
But
can I clear something up for Anthony here?
Yeah.
He's not the next Bill Cosby. You don't realize how old Mel is. Mel trained Bill Cosby. Mel was like, Bill, you're doing it all wrong. They're still
doing it wrong, bro. You got caught. You got caught. No, that's what he said. He said, man, you got caught. Stop. I want to transition here. Obviously, me and Nick talked about it last week. The Deion Sanders situation, some comments he said. Are you familiar with what he said now?
Tell me what he said.
Hold on. I'll pull
you got the video up there, don't you?
Who?
Yeah.
Who was the name?
Deion.
What said? Oh, okay. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Go ahead.
All right, here it is. I got it right here.
Quarterbacks are different.
Yeah.
We want quarterbacks are different.
Yeah.
We want mother, father, dual parent.
Mm-hmm.
We want that kid to be 3, 5, and up because he's got to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad decisions off the field at all, because he has to be a leader of men. Like O-lineman, I look for dual parent homes.
Right.
A strong father that they adhered to.
Right.
Smart kid, at least 3 and above. My defensive lineman is totally opposite.
What do you mean?
Single mama. Trying to get it. He's on free lunch. I mean, I'm talking about just trying to make it. He's trying to rescue mama.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of those comments, bro.
Was he being facetious though? I mean, was he really? Because
I thought more about this. This is pretty wild.
Yeah, go ahead. What you gonna say?
I put a lot of thought into this over the weekend.
I'm surprised.
He was saying that.
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I have to tiptoe this.
Yeah, I understand. Mm-hmm.
Like we said, when you get a quarterback, you want a good decision maker. You want someone. I don't think that matters with how many parents you got, but when you get the defenders, you get the D linemen, you want savages, right? Like that's what he's saying, but he said a real dickhead way. Like you want a guy who will do anything to get through the blocks, to get into the backfield, to get that bag for mama, or whoever, grandma, whoever. Right. Like that's what he's trying to say. But this,
just the way he went about it,
I guess.
And knowing, you guys know me. You guys know me. So this is coming from a place of what Deion is saying, not what I'm taking of it.
No need to tiptoe dive in.
He's basically saying, if I'm getting a quarterback, I want a black guy. If I'm getting a defender, I want a...
Yeah. He want a hood dude.
Right? That's what he's saying. I want hood. I want gangster on my D-line. I want someone who don't have the good upbringing. Like
I hear you.
Well, comedians always make that joke. Black comedians always make that reference.
Yeah. But I guess the problem is you making assumptions about family life that assume that if I'm a single parent, come from a single parent home, and I'm on free lunch, that I'm gonna be a certain way. And to me, that's he may not admit that way, but that's kind of is being portrayed. It's how it's being looked at. Okay, I come from a single parent home. I'm on free lunch. We struggling. I'm gonna have a dog mentality. I necessarily might have a dog mentality, because I come from that. And I think that's part of the issue of what he's saying, how he presented it. Now, I don't know the man personally, but from what I have known, what I've seen of him, I don't think that's how he meant it. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it's being, portrayed, how people are taking that, what way he's saying it. And I think when you look at quarterback, I think if you playing this game, period, everybody should be smart. Everybody should be watching film. Everybody should be trying to improve themselves and getting better. So I think to say that you want a quarterback to be smart, 2-parent home, all that stuff is idiotic and old way of thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But he's old, right? He's in his 50s. He's
but
been
my thing
around.
is still, if you in the game, you have to evolve with the game.
Yeah.
So rather if you 50, 60, 70, that goes for everybody. I mean, there's coaches that's 70 years old. You can't use your age as an excuse because you are still in the game. Now you walked away from the game and that's different because you're not around it. You know what I'm saying? But if you are presently in the game, you have to go. Take, for instance, what Lamar and I do. Even though, the basis of cooking stays the same, but there's parts of it that constantly evolves and change, and you have to be up on it to know what the new trend is, what's the new way of doing things, period.
Forever changing.
It's forever changing. So it's the same thing in football. You have to continue to grow and evolve with the game. That's just where life is. So my thing is his age is not an excuse for that. And I'm saying that you saying that, but I'm just saying in general, his age is not an excuse for that. You have to evolve from that thinking. That's like if I said I want a quarterback to be over 6'2", certain amount of size and white. That's the way it was looked at years ago. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that's why I have an issue with, because what Deion is saying is on the lines of what you just said.
Yeah,
to me, it's on the same lines of saying, well, I need this, that, and he's listing off things to describe certain players that he needs that actually has, that has to me that has nothing to do with what type of player that's going to get the job done. Look, I just thought it was very distasteful. Something that I thought Deion wouldn't even have the audacity to really say, because of all people, he knows how it is to struggle. And I felt more like, come on, bro, you talking about in a league where it's 70%, 71% black players. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
he came from a struggling background.
Yeah, and if you take out the punters, the kickers, and the long snappers, it's like 95%.
Right.
I have an interesting audio piece that's going to talk to this.
Yeah.
Bomani
Jones,
he's
not black.
Bomani Jones had this to say. And I'm gonna play the audio. Let me know if y'all hear it. And then, so I just want to play this.
Turn it up.
And I totally understand that, because Deion is in a position that few black people ever get to. And he got to that position, and he out here sounding just like the whitest white man. What we need a black coach for in Division I, in FBS, or anywhere else, and you're going to say the same stuff that the cats that are already there are saying. Do the same thing that they are already doing, and force all of us to stop and ask ourselves the question, if you don't want a quarterback from a single-family home, why is your son, the product of a divorced marriage, your quarterback?
Good point.
Sounds like something somebody else said on the show last week.
And the worst part about it is, you out here blaming a bunch of kids and relegating them to one place in their lives because of something their parents did. Something that they got no control over. To make Rich Eisen laugh? And look, I go on Rich Eisen's show. I try to make him laugh every time I go on there. But I ain't going to embarrass myself to do it, and I'm sure not going to embarrass anybody else in the process.
So he's saying Deion Coonan.
Is that Bomani Jones?
Yeah, Bomani Jones.
I like Bomani Jones.
Yeah, I rock with Bomani Jones. and the reason why we're revisiting this conversation, obviously me and Nick talked about it last week, but it's because I saw that piece and I was like, that brings a real different perspective to how people are going to perceive what Deion said. And you know, I think Bomani like very intelligently pieced exactly how I felt about it, because I felt like, damn, Deion, like you really, you tap dancing around here, bruh. You literally.
Go ahead and say it. You told me.
Hey man, hey, but I'm talking about that boy with tap dance like he Gregory Hines in this piece,
You know
man.
what I'm
This
saying?
ain't bamboozle.
He got on the white gloves. Like
No,
a
I said last week too that like
Go ahead.
if you're
but
a kid
Mel,
coming out and you're playing like Pop Warner,
yeah,
and kids live on Instagram. Like if you're an 8-year-old kid, like coaches like, hey, what position do you play? An 8-year-old kid's gonna be like, well, I used to play quarterback when I was younger, but I heard Deion say that since my parents aren't together, I gotta go play defense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what these people say, Ja Morant, influence the youth. The kids see this shit and think he could do it, or he said it. I can. Maybe that's just me being a father and then looking at it weird, or getting older, or maturing, or just becoming a bitter old man. But it's
getting older.
A lot of shit that people say and do that they don't realize affect the youth.
What are you about to say, Lamar?
No, I was just no, because I'm like, and this is not a diss against Nick, but just because of obvious reasons. Like, did that not that had to give you those type of vibes though? Like you were like, yo, bro, you like, bro, you and I think what's really messed up is because for those who followed our product, they know how supportive we've been of Deion for a long time. I've been supportive of Deion since I remember him, when I can remember watching football when he was in Atlanta.
Right.
So like it's like I supported this man through his whole career, and for you to not be so like cognitive of the ramifications of you saying that, because it's a lot of kids that's coming up the same way that Deion did. It's a lot of kids that's going to follow a path that Deion took.
Right.
And you saying this, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, damn, man. Like, okay.
It's almost like, and so like, here's the thing for me. First of all, when I see a situation, I do try to look at it from the character of that person saying it. I try to get that character the benefit of the doubt. Now if it's somebody I personally know, of course I'm a pull them to the side. We're gonna have a conversation.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I see like other people like that I don't know personally, I go by what I seen in their previous behavior. So I take that into consideration. But then when you start unpacking it, then you gotta think about, well, dang, you left Jackson State to go to a PWI. First, you was talking about how you was here with these kids and all this stuff, and all of a sudden you go to this PWI.
Damn it, man, preach, man. Talk
and
your
now
shit.
You get there, now you tap dancing. I'm just gonna say it, nigga. I don't mean no offense. You tap dance for the white man.
I love to be entertained. No offense here.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on.
I felt that was the calmest, most neutral response I could make to that joke. I'll watch. I got nothing to do.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll do that shit when I'm trying to sleep, and we good.
You put on a mental show.
That's because I'm in a hotel with people stomping around on the floor above me. So,
you put on a mental show. That's not when you start really analyzing and looking at it. Now you sound like, well, dang, hold on, wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute now. And that's why I try to look at the character and everything before you start getting down those roads. You know what I'm saying? Because you can start opening a lot of cans of worms, opening a lot of doors. Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of Pandora's box can be open.
You know what I'm saying? How does this fit with this what he did here? And how does it fit with, you know what I'm saying? And then so-and-so said this. Now this kind of may open up a little light on this. So it's like, to me, it's like, for him, he should never say that. He should never say that. He should have never said that, because of the fact, if you and Nick are sitting somewhere, we off the air, we talking, there's certain things I would say when we off the air talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's off the air.
It's off the air. We on the air, I laugh and joke about a lot of things, but certain things I'm not gonna say because of, it might be a cultural thing, whatever it is. Certain things I'm just not gonna say on air. You know what I'm saying?
You're not trying to offend nobody.
Because, fuck that. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about well, I'm talking about the ramification because
the kickback, right?
The kickback from it, because unfortunately, when you black, you are representative of all the black people. When they look at you, when you do something wrong, that's how all black people are. Right? You know what I'm saying? You put in that whole box with everybody. So, so it's like you have to. So I be cognizant of that sometimes when certain things and certain subjects comes up, and how I approach it and how I say it, and how I allow certain things to be said in front of me about certain things because of that. And so going back to Deion, it's like, okay, here's how it looks. You sitting on the show with this white guy. Now, I don't think Rich Eisen is racist, so I'm not saying that. But this is the look that people are seeing.
It's the optics.
It's the optics of it, and now you cooning in front of him,
trying to make them laugh,
trying to make him laugh, hee hee ha ha, and but at the same time you putting down the people you say you supposed to be representing. You putting down the background you came from. You putting down your own child because he's in a single family home.
But he's got the money, so it doesn't matter. That's the difference. It's still, a financial status thing, right?
His mind, and maybe how you think.
Everyone hears single mom, no dad involved, and right away we think inner city, right? We think like bad situation. We think boys in the hood, Ricky, right? Like,
right.
Like that's where we go. That's what we've been taught. That's what we've been told for all these years. I don't know why he had to go so deep with it. Because you could say this. I've been a coach. I said to Lamar last week, when I coach defense, give me 11 animals. Give me guys who don't care, don't want to be blocked. I don't care what color they are. I never looked at the list of the roster to see under contact who had both parents listed. Like, oh, wait, you only got one parent listed? You're on defense. You have two? Go play quarterback. I can't throw. It's okay. You got two parents. You don't coach. you don't coach like that. And if he would have just said, listen, when we want a quarterback, we want somebody intelligent, can pick up the plays, has good recall to repeat the play. All the shit that we hear during the combine. With defense, we want guys with that attitude, that swag.
Right.
You don't want your guard doing swag after a block. You want your defensive guys doing the sack dance and all that celebration.
Right.
Why not just say that? Because that's why I don't get the.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I don't get the going deeper. I don't get it making it sound very racial. Maybe that's wrong to think, but he's basically doing it himself. It's not like
but Monty Jones hit it right on the head. Deion saying it sound like he Bear Bryant. Call it what it is. That was a Bear Bryant mind of thinking when he said that.
And what was the stigma for years?
Yeah, and
you want. I think when you said it earlier, you want the white quarterback. You wanted the guy that with the good GPA. And a lot of black athletes didn't get the chance at quarterback for years because there was that stigma.
Right.
In the 60s, 70s, 80s, even when Doug Williams won the Super Bowl. It was like, no. He's just, he's the needle in the haystack. We're not going to make that a trend.
Good point.
For a little while.
Right.
So, that's been out there. And to kind of, like you said, go there with that older piece of shit mentality and then put that out for the youth when listen, I'll say I don't give a shit. I'm a white guy, but I'll say it. When the black athlete, the black coach trying to become a head coach are dealing with stigmas, are dealing with some unfair circumstances at times, to now have a black former player and coach go out and say something like that when
I didn't even think of it that way.
So many people are trying to distance themselves from the stereotype that athlete had years ago.
Right.
Now that's what Deion says.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to go back to square one? What are you going to divide the locker room with who can shower where? What's next?
That's actually a fair point. I didn't even think of it that way.
Over the top. But I'm saying, like, if you're going to start a racial divide as a head coach of a top university, or any university for that matter, why?
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it. Like, what are you giving school tours in Colorado? And like, you only have one parent here with you? You must play defense. Welcome.
I mean, that's a good point, Matt. That is a good point. You know, and it makes you start to think that way when you watch these comments. That's why I was talking about the Jackson State thing and all that thing, because it makes you start to think, oh, dang, is he always like this?
A self-absorbed asshole? Yes, he's always. Am I wrong?
I mean, but you think about
Giants were drafting and
his career.
Giants at the combine. He was like, when you all pick, I think they said 6. He goes, I'll be off the board by then, and walked out of the meeting. Right. He's always been an asshole. And something that comes to mind with the stopping drinking and reading a lot of stuff. When something I read the other day that I've heard before, when somebody reveals them true self to you, believe them.
It. Right.
Yeah.
You can do the act. You can have PR feed you things. You can do the self-promotion and get your team out there on social media with people editing videos. That's cool. But when you got the hot mic and you don't have the PR person in your lap, I'm going to believe that you're just a bigger piece of shit than we thought you were already.
MJ's just talking about the comments because, I mean, it's
but it's 2-1. It's 2-1, Matt, and here's why.
Okay.
You're not an old from the South Jerry Jones type. You are a Hall of Fame elite black athlete.
Hey, but
you should have the culture in mind more than anything.
But he is a lover of Jerry Jones. He absolutely adores Jerry Jones. Add that to everything else that Mel had.
What did I say the other day? What did I say the other day about it, Lamar?
He too dark to be a house nigga. That's not what you said?
Listen, when we talk off air, we keep it off air.
That's not what you said.
I said to Lamar the other day because I didn't want to say it, but when you just reminded me of it. Right. What does Tom Landry's nephew call him?
What's Tom? I don't know. What do you call him?
He calls him Uncle.
Uncle Tom? Oh, shit.
Damn, Mel. No, you must suck the Wheel of Fortune.
My mind was thinking, like, because we talking about Dion.
Because you slow as hell.
No, because my thing is, because we was talking about house nigga. Hey, we talking about house niggas. So I was like, well, dang, does he call us something like
I never said.
He call him master? I don't know.
My name is
Detroit. Right. Right back on. It's a bad time to leave and leave you two with this conversation. I'll be right back on.
They call me a Detroit male. Go Lions!
Whatever. But yeah, man, I
calling my shit all slow ass.
Nah, man, because the transition was like we was talking about house nigga. So I'm like,
that's what you said.
That's what Nick said off air now. But I'm thinking in terms of that, and I was like, wait a minute, he call him a house nigga too.
Hey, yeah, MJ, late internet connection is. Hey, his brain works the same way his internet connection works. That should be glitchy. But no, I definitely wanted to get your comments on it because obviously and for those who don't know, we started an Eye Off the Wonder podcast that led to this. So IOW hence. But right. No, I wanted to kind of blend our two podcasts together to really get Mel's take on this because that shit bothered me, dog. Mm-hmm. That shit bothered me because I'm like, this dude right here, like, you've been talking about, you've been putting on, and you over here, like, you would say something like that? Like, have you been capping the whole damn time, bro? Like, it was so irritating to me that he had the audacity to say that because who else are you talking about? The league is 71% black. You talking about cats that look like you, bro? Mm-hmm. Like, come on, dude. Like, that's what really had me.
He came from that. He came from that.
that's what had me all messed up about it. Cause I'm like, yo, this dude is really saying this and got the audacity to try to make, Rich Eisen and all his little groupies, you got make the white boy laugh. Like that's when I saw that, I'm like, come
He being the
on,
grinder
man.
monkey.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Dude, what are we doing?
Man, he
And
will
like,
change a person. That's what Ant said.
but this is probably like the first time I've seen him like really shaky like this. I don't think I've ever recall any interview or
The
anything that
purpose
he's ever
thing.
said.
So going back to what Nick said, here's my thing. All players, no matter, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of players who are good like that, no matter what color they are, have that degree of arrogance.
As you should.
And,
Michael Jordan was arrogant.
I mean, you can go to Brian Boswell too. He was humble. He was that way.
To go, Kobe Bryant, arrogant. Look at.
Right. You know, so
what I'm saying, look at winners. If you want to win, you carry a certain level of arrogance. You do. Tiger Woods, arrogant.
Yeah.
Go down the line.
So
any sport, Wayne Gretzky, arrogant.
Right.
Go down the line. Barry Bonds, arrogant. Go down the line.
But to bring in those tropes and to bring in those types of stereotypical rhetoric, and you come from that you come just to get a laugh. It's like now I'm really looking at you sideways. Like, come on, bro. Is that what we doing?
Man, I hated that, bro. I can't believe Deion did that shit. Anyway, let's move on. Because NFL Combine just wrapped up, and hey, go ahead, pat yourself on the back, big homie with your big ass forehead.
Wait a minute, he gonna pat himself on? Are you asking him to pat himself on the back with his forehead? That motherfucker big as hell.
We're doing prison rules.
Yo, hey,
come on, man.
Hey, damn. Hey, Nick got a Manning forehead, bro.
Oh,
I got the hair.
No, not the hair.
Back.
No, I'm talking about the Manning forehead. You got the Manning forehead, bro. Big Nick Manning. Big Nick Manning.
I wish it was the Archie Man. I still wish it was the Archie Manning days, and you wouldn't be allowed to talk to me.
You got to go to the other side of the screen.
But praise Jesus, those days are over, and I have to hear your bullshit now.
Thank goodness.
Praise white Jesus.
It was great while the show lasted. This happens to be our last day. Yeah, man, we appreciate all y'all.
Thank support. White Jesus.
Your MJ coming for you, dog.
Yeah, he's usually coming for Eli Manning, so this is a switch up. Every time we mention Eli, Matt's tune gets a little wetter.
He said when Nick licks his lips, he's licking his.
I only got one hat with me, and I can't wear this shit after losing to Duke on Saturday. So I gotta.
Yeah, don't put that.
Oh shit! Damn, yo, y'all wow, bro.
There you go.
I can't with y'all, man.
Better?
Nah, man. Nah. Anthony said zoom out, bro.
Saying your forehead in 3D.
No, y'all wow, but
go ahead.
No,
I'm down, Anthony. Because Anthony's backside fits 3Ds.
Wow.
We were saying, gotta give credit to Big Home because he caught it. Okay. And we were talking about, possible draft prospects that might shoot up the draft, especially in the first round. And he was like, yo, Anthony Richardson. And, man, boy, did that dude. And I know it's combine. But you can't ignore a 6'4", 244-pound freak of an athlete.
4.440, 40-inch vertical, both records for quarterbacks.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean,
God. Thank God he's finally gone.
you cannot ignore that type of freak of nature athlete. And then
that's why I
you
told
can
you. Like
tell.
I said, he was my number one pick. I think someone's going to trade up, and in a copycat league where Cam Newton won an MVP, where Josh Allen's doing what he's doing, guys who can run the RPO, Jalen Hurts is, yeah.
Yes.
Like you're looking at guys who they don't want the 5'10" Bryce Young, who, by the way, we got to talk about that too, because 6 players from Alabama, their height was more than an inch and a half off of what the program has them as and what they actually measured at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know, that's
Nick Saban lying?
No.
Nobody. Anthony,
but I mean,
hold on here. I still think Indy goes to 1. Their offensive coordinator from Philly who ran that offense. And I said last week when I did the top 16, Anthony, oh, you were here because you asked me to do Washington.
Yeah.
I said flat out, imagine running that offense with Richardson and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield.
Jesus Christ.
Even if you got to sign a veteran like Gardner Minshew or something for year 1 and then work Richardson in with, certain packages until he evolves as a passer.
Yeah.
That's scary fucking shit. You got Richardson and Taylor coming at you. And it's not just a big quarterback. It's a quarterback who runs a 4.4.
4.40. So look.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can't ignore what he did at the combine because that has people like going in awe. And then you can tell that in between his last game at Florida and now he's been working with a quarterback coach.
Yeah.
Because he was dropping dimes. I know it's practice. There's no defensive end, coming at you, ready to sack you. I know it. I get it. But still, you still got to make the throws. And he was dropping dimes. He threw a corner route that was on a rope and dropped it in the bread basket before home where he got to out of bounds. The 9 route, the go route, beautiful. The guy has a cannon.
He's got a good arm. He had a good loft on the deep ball. I saw that. Don't know if his parents are married, so I don't know how that affects it. I didn't see that stat come up, so forgive me. That's in the Dion exclusive
because they
media book that I'm not privy to. But Matt asked, what has Josh Allen done? I don't know. Carried a very average team to elite every year. There's a Buffalo fan that broke down. If I could find it, I'll share it. But he basically said Josh Allen is so great at football. He takes a team with an average offensive line, no running game, 1 wide receiver, and an average defense and mediocre coaching, and gets them all talked about as top of the league because that's how good Josh Allen is at the game of football.
Not only that, though, Nick, you can see the progression of Josh Allen. When he first came into the league, there's something about, how his throwing accuracy wasn't that great. His completion rate was real low. Yeah, we can contribute some of that today, but we can't. But I'm saying, but you can still see his progression, how he's gotten better. Now, you juxtapose that with Anthony Richardson and his career. They're saying the exact same thing about him now. Especially before the combine, they were saying that. So same thing. You get him with a good quarterbacks coach. All those things, those are cons. All those things that's negative about him, he can improve on it and become an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Matt is giving me some kickback. Listen, I don't like talking kindly about the Bills, but I just think the Bills are good enough for the regular season. And those deficiencies can be hidden. And then when you get into the playoffs,
they get exposed.
Defense tightens up, coaching gets better. You're not playing, the Jets the last 3-4 years where you beat them 5-6 straight. You know, you're not rolling over Miami, who was a bad team too the last couple of years. When you're getting into the playoffs, you're playing Cincinnati, Kansas.
Miami could have won that game.
There's no shame in losing to Cincinnati or Buffalo or Kansas City. If you take the quarterback position off the board, they're both better teams than Buffalo.
Mm.
You're telling me Josh Allen can't go to a Super Bowl if he had Chase, Higgins, and Boyd at wide receiver?
Jeez.
I mean, you take Diggs, Beasley, and McKenzie. Those are your top three. And Gabrielle Davis.
Dawson Knox, Italian.
Yeah, that's not very good. I don't think anyone's knocking down the door for Dawson Knox or calling him a top 5. He's not Kelsey. He's not Andrews. He's not Kittle or Waller. He's nowhere near that. So I think Josh Allen raises the water level for Buffalo, and I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is at football. He doesn't have anyone to spread it around to when they play against a good team with a good game plan. You got Diggs. If you can bracket Diggs, as we showed, if you could take Diggs away, they're scoring 20 points. That's it.
Yeah.
They scored 20 and 17 against us, and then we didn't have a quarterback in either game or Breece Hall.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that you are a Jets fan, so you see Buffalo quite often more than I would. So you always
study the enemy. You got to know how to beat the enemy and defeat them. So you got to know their strengths and their weaknesses.
Yeah. And you saw how their pass rush took a dip after Von Miller got hurt.
Definitely a big dip.
But
I'm really surprised that a 33-year-old on a 6-year, $120 million deal didn't hold up.
Oh, not surprised, but I'm just like looking at you talking about Fleece and Von Miller. He's thanking his agent right now. So I mean, look, finesse.
He's better off being injured than playing because workman's comp they don't tax. He's making more money injured than he would playing.
And so I mean, I don't know. It's just that's why I think like you said, it's a copycat league. That's why. Yep. What Anthony Richardson did at the combine is just now it changes a lot of what you thought because I thought in my eyes it was no doubt to me that CJ Stroud should have been the first QB off the board.
Ohio State, not young. Ohio State.
Look, I like Bryce Young.
Looked good though. He looked good in combine.
I like Bryce Young. I do, but the fact that it's just.
I got a question. Go ahead.
It's that body frame of his that I'm not a fan of. Like he's more.
Dude, let me give you the numbers since I said I wanted to bring it up. Mm-hmm. Alabama's media guide had him at 6 foot. Measured at the combine, 5'10" and an eighth.
Oh wow! I thought it was 5'11".
5'10" and an eighth. My son is 5'10". I don't want him fucking in the backfield of anything. He's 5'10", 155. I do not want him in the backfield.
He won. Oh, you talking about your son?
Yeah.
No, but Bryce Young is 5'10", 174.
No, he weighed into 204.
Yeah, he gained some weight. He gained because he was 190 at one time. So let me ask you this question though. So combine, Stroud did well.
Stroud did well too, yeah.
Anthony Richards did well. Does it hurt Bryce Young by not participating?
Oh, big time, in my opinion, because
now you don't have that. You don't have because you remember the last thing you saw. Mm-hmm. So you think about that. Most people remember the last thing they saw. The last thing they saw was Richardson balling out, Stroud balling out. They're not remembering Bryce Young playing in Alabama now. They remember that. So do you think that hurts him?
I think it definitely hurts him. I think it definitely hurts him because even to your logic of thinking, the last time we saw Bryce Young, he had a good game against Kansas State. But I saw CJ Stroud ball against Georgia, and literally was the driving force of literally winning that game. So and still going by that logic,
you really hating on Richardson, bro.
But
yeah, I'm a Georgia guy too. I can't get on board with that.
I'm a Georgia guy too. That's my second.
Stetson Bennett's older than Lamar Jackson. That's why he's not going to get drafted. No one's drafted a 25-year-old quarterback. Right. Ask the Carolina Panthers how Chris Winkie worked out.
All about
he was 28. So you look at
he got to the NFL.
So you look at
Winkie played one game, took a knee in the first quarter, and said, "I'm now eligible for retirement." Everyone take care.
I'm just saying is you look at cats that are really just, like you said, if it's the last thing you saw of them, they're putting out good tape. They're
Right.
putting out good stuff, and for Bryce Young to be quote unquote, the better thrower than everybody, he's been donned predetermined number one pick. Then
Mm.
then show it. If you really
Yeah.
that dude, show it.
Yeah. Show it.
And
And Smitty point. Go ahead.
don't wait. But I'm saying, like, don't wait till your pro day at Alabama where everything's 100% tailored to what you do best. The
Right.
combine is when you got a collection of guys all trying to showcase your talents, and you're not going to have that time to get on one accord with your receiver. No, you need to make the throw. They need to make the catch. They need to run the right routes, and it's just on faith. But it's
Mhm.
at the same time, how good are you really are? Because if you could work with something that you never really practiced with and make those type of throws, that means you can play ball. We got something we can work with. So
I don't disagree with what Ant said, but to Smitty point, and I'm gonna speak to both at the same time. But to Smitty point though, did you see the combine? He looked a whole lot better. Then I watched him his
Who
one-on-one.
are you talking about, Mel? I missed the name.
Oh, Richardson.
Okay.
Smitty saying Richardson is the next Zach Wilson or worse.
No.
And I said he got
Bryce Young is.
No, he got too many intangibles that you can work with as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He got so much you can work with and develop as a quarterback. Now, I won't go as far as say he be a superstar. I don't know. That I can't say. But he has enough intangibles that he can come into the league and be a good quarterback and get in the right situation. Now, to Ant's point, about his accuracy.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I don't think he needs to do is he needs to get behind a veteran, sit and develop. He don't need to start.
No.
If he start, that'll mess him up. I think if he get behind somebody, he can work on those accuracy things and those things that he needs to touch on. I think if he does that, he'd be a pretty decent quarterback, man.
Here's why
you can't ignore what he did.
I respect a lot of Smitty's opinions, but I can't even entertain this one. No, not this comment. The one that is the next Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's athleticism. You can use that and ride that, like I said, with packages and introduce him and slowly bring him along.
Right.
You don't have to start him day one and fuck him up like Zach Wilson did because he didn't know how to play against elite teams in that cupcake conference that he played in.
Right.
So you can't compare the two. I think Bryce Young could be this Zach Wilson. I just think that the stage would be too big for him. I don't care if he played at Alabama. When you're playing in Alabama, it's like playing at Ohio State. You're throwing the 3 All-American receivers and the tight end is going to get taken in round 1. So I think if anybody can flop, it's insane. He barely started a year and a half. And then the year he did play, they played against 0 teams that were quality. That was the issue. What everyone said. It was the reason.
I don't think he went to a perfect situation, Smitty, because I think Zach Wilson should have set.
He was throwing the guys 50 yards downfield that were 10 yards past the cornerback who's working at Walmart now after he graduated. So, I mean, he didn't go against the SEC defenses. He didn't go against the Big Ten D lines. So that was what everyone said.
Yeah, he played in Miami and Ohio. We understand that. But still, those are
perfect example. Big Ben, when he first came in, didn't have the speed, but he had the size and the ability to make plays last like Richardson could. Now, don't forget, Big Ben wasn't put in as a starter. Tommy Maddox won that job. Yeah. He got hurt, and then Ben came in. But the plan was to sit Ben, and he went 14-1 as a starter, or 13-2 as a rookie. I forget because it was goddamn so long ago, 2004.
Right.
But
I don't know about that one.
Ben, when he was young, his ability to get off of arm sacks and create and make a play last longer, you pulled. That's why I don't have hair down here anymore, assholes, because I pulled it out watching the Jets play them in 2 playoff games.
And that speaks to go back to talking about Richardson, the athleticism that Ben had and size that he has. Those are intangibles that you can work with. Richardson has the same thing. I mean, Josh Allen went to Wyoming. The school doesn't matter. It does and it don't.
To a certain degree,
To a certain degree.
because I agree with Nick. Because look at the trend. Alabama quarterbacks, Ohio State quarterbacks. You can't really name a lot of them that had some NFL success. I'm talking about consistent
Joe Namath.
success.
Thank you.
I was trying to
United
Circle gets the square.
Man, why did you feed into that shit? Come on, man. You gotta keep talking and ignore it. Like so, but when you're surrounded,
you're not a racist. You're a weightist. You're against heavy people.
when you're surrounded by literally all Americans, literally at Ohio State and Alabama, where literally your second and third string are going to be first round picks. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to sit there and have everything so plush for you. Everything is so lovely for you because you're not going to get touched because you got a left tackle that's going to go in the first round, and you got guards that's going to go probably late first round or second round. You got all day to throw.
Right.
You got all day to throw. You got all American tight end and wide receivers, and just in case y'all don't get the job done, y'all got 11 starters who's going to go in the first round too on defense is going to get you the ball back. So
yeah, who the hell, Kirk Warner?
That's
he's from the Disney.
But for what we're saying, though, but Kurt Warner is the perfect example for what we're saying because he came into the league. He was a backup in some of the greatest quarterback coaching we've ever seen in Green Bay, where Andy Reid was there and
Carr was there.
The coach Holmgren,
yeah.
They had elite quarterback coaches, and Kurt Warner couldn't cut it. Yeah. And then you come back, you go to the Iowa Barnstormers, you're bagging groceries,
right,
with the kids that Zach Wilson played against on BYU, and now what happens? Coaching matters.
Coaching matters, man.
Trent Green gets hurt. They had no expectation for Warner to be in there. And then Warner goes on to be a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest passers we've ever seen.
Got an MVP and a Super Bowl win.
Yeah, and almost a second Super Bowl win, right?
Yeah.
Right. And a Disney Channel.
Should have beat
if you really think about it, Kurt Warner could have walked away with 3.
He should have beat the Patriots. Stupid.
Because they had a tight game. They lost to the Patriots. That started that trash dynasty. Then you got when he was with Arizona against
right. Oh yeah,
Pittsburgh.
That pass to Fitzgerald would be the Super Bowl highlight if it would happen a minute later.
Right.
In game time. One more run, and then that play.
Yeah.
That would be one of the greatest highlights ever.
So I mean,
you look at Richardson. Look what they did with Hurts. This offensive coordinator, what he did with Hurts in Philly. Mm-hmm. Every question we have about Richardson, we had about Hurts.
Right.
Coaching matters. Andy Reid with Detmers and McCoys and Donovan and anyone Andy Reid has ever touched has become very good at the quarterback position.
Where did OC get his job at?
Alex Smith.
What?
The OC, he went to
Indy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Richardson, they should trade up and have him and Jonathan Taylor. That's better than Miles Sanders and Hurts.
Oh yeah. Wait, hey, to me,
you get second and 6. You put those two in the backfield.
Hey, the possibilities of what you can draw up on the offensive side with Anthony Richardson as your
trainer. You already have the experience of coaching that offense with that style of quarterback who can run first, throw second, and he can go run 140 yards. Sounds like Lamar needs a new coach. I think Lamar needs to get out of there. I think it's the best thing for Lamar. I don't think that team is a good fit for him. I would love to see him with Arthur Smith down in Atlanta, who I'm not saying Tannehill is as athletic as Lamar, but Tannehill ran some runs. He had some run designs. Mm-hmm. You get London and you get Pitts. it's a far better combination than Andrews and X wide receiver that you want to name.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Do you not pay attention when I talk? I did this last week when I did the mock. I had the Falcons
we really don't
trading for Lamar, and I had the Ravens.
I just see your mouth. I see your lips moving.
No. Because we talking to my brain. I just, what if Atlanta pulls the deal to get Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry? Because Arthur Smith is very familiar with how to use Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He knows how to use a RPO quarterback.
Oh, I gotta address this.
I'm
not upping him as a Florida Gator. He sucked as a coach in Florida because the coaching sucked. I'm big upping the Philadelphia offensive coordinator, who's now the Indy head coach. Check yourself.
Hey, and here's one thing. I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, well, look, he didn't have a lot of experience. Only played 12 games." Okay, Trey Lance played very little, and at was it North Dakota State? Mm-hmm. He went 3rd overall. Let's not act like Anthony Richardson can't be picked at 1 or 2 or 3. Or he can't shoot up that far up on the draft board.
I mean, so okay, wait a minute. So the argument that is he gonna get picked? The argument is he gonna be good.
I mean, there's a lot of question marks.
Regardless, he's gonna get picked regardless.
Yeah, he's gonna get picked regardless. But I'm saying there's a lot of question marks. I think a lot of people are having question marks on what he can or won't be. A lot of people are saying he could possibly be a huge project as the floor. Possible buzz, and a lot of people have him, as ceiling as high as Josh Allen. So I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on Anthony Richardson. But for me, what I saw at the combine of a freak athlete, and I'm already thinking in my head, if you get him with the right mind, boy, you can do something dangerous with this dude. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, and I mean, literally, Nick teed it up like a T-ball hit for us to hit a home run with it. If you have Jalen Hurts, who was just, second in MVP, went to a Super Bowl and balled out with that coach as OC in Philly, who is now in Indy. You telling me he can't draw up any RPO, type of plays with Anthony Richardson?
Oh yeah, but I just don't want to see him start though. That's the only thing I don't want to see him start.
Yeah,
I don't want to see him start.
I
think it's best for him to sit. So I watched him with this one-on-one with Mariucci. Mariucci drew up a West Coast offense.
Yeah.
Drew it all up, went through it, erased it, and asked him to write it. He was able to reproduce it. Now, the only, I guess for lack of a better term, downside to it, he reduced it down into simpler terms. I think Mariucci went to like 8 different commands, and he only simplified it down to 4. So now, I guess my only thing was, can he translate that in the NFL? Because you're gonna have more commands than you did in Florida. So I'm saying, are you able to? Was he wasn't able to do that, or was it just he just made it? Okay, boom. That's why I remember it. Boom, put it out there. So I kind of want to see. I would like to see more of that. How Chuck used to do and bring him in. I like to see more of that and see what he really can do as far as play reproduction and stuff like that. That would kind of give me more confidence.
And I'm sure the teams through the interview process put them through the ringer. Yeah. Some teams make you they put up a certain defense on the board and they ask you to draw the plays that you think you could beat it. Mm-hmm. Some of them do the memory recall of telling you a play and having you repeat it. Everyone's got their own different tests that they do for quarterbacks and what they're looking for. Do you have a very wordy offense? Can you do the recall? What's your play recognition like? Draw this up on the board. Everyone will check that with him. I just think that much like being a male pornography star at quarterback, I think size matters. And I think size matters. So,
where the hell is he going with that?
Quarterbacks in the NFL, size matters. Okay. When you look at Richardson, and I don't have those measurements, but when you look at Richardson, I think you're looking at a guy that teams are going to get enamored with. I think you're looking at a guy who's going to be very captivating. I think you're looking at a guy that is going to have a packed house for his pro day. you can start him off. Like I said, I think the perfect plan for him, Mel, you were mentioning it, bring in Gardner Minshew, who knows your offense already.
Right.
Draft Richardson, go up and get him. Small investment at quarterback. You're probably getting Minshew for 8 to 12. You bring him in on a 2-year deal and tell him, listen, you're going to be the mentor. You're going to start this year. We are going to have packages for him. We may have games where, as the season goes on, he might play more in the game than you will, but you're going to be our starter for now.
Right.
And then you bring him along. You see what he does. You do the Tebow treatment. Fucking another Florida reference. Screw you, man. What did Tebow do? Tebow started off with doing the jump passes down at the end zone, and then he evolved. So
did he?
You get him in a good coaching situation. You get him in a situation behind a vet where there's no pressure on the kid to be the franchise savior. And you got Jonathan Taylor. You got the offensive line. You have the ability, you're adding him to be one of the top rushing attacks in the NFL. It's a copycat league. The Eagles just got to the Super Bowl running a college offense. Why not do it again? If that's what worked and that was your bread and butter, you still have an opportunistic defense. You still have a defense that's not bad, but you just haven't had quality. You haven't had Taylor healthy, and then you didn't have good quality quarterback play the last 2 years. So now in that division, I mean, you're chasing the Jaguars. The Jaguars, who Calvin Ridley, news today, Calvin Ridley was reinstated.
Yep.
So now you got Ridley and Kirk. They franchised Tad Ingram. That team is up and coming. So why can't you shoot for a wild card and or to compete for the division in a year?
Right.
That's my thing. I think that's the perfect place for him.
I think that's a fair point.
I'm just curious to see if they have to go to one or feel they have to go to one because they're afraid Raiders, Carolina, somebody trading up Atlanta if they don't go for Lamar, or like do they just how it is. At the closer we get to mid to late March, there's gonna be talk about this guy, this is the guy. And once a team determines this is our guy and you're at 4, we gotta go. We're gonna jump. We have to jump because we don't want to miss out on this and we don't want someone else to leapfrog and we get egg on our face. Yeah. I think the Bears, the Jets traded up from number 6 to number 3 on St. Patrick's Day, the year of the Darnold, Mayfield, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen draft. They traded up 5-6 weeks before the draft to lock themselves in the top 3.
Just grab one. They should at least be in the run.
Yeah, they had the 3 quarterbacks. Sadly, one of them wasn't Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, but they had 3 guys. The rumor was that Mayfield was 1, Darnold was 2 for them. And they would have been okay taking the 3rd. They were convinced the Giants were keeping the pick and going running back. That's why they went to 3. But when you want to jump, you jump. The Eagles went up for Carson Wentz years ago. The Rams went up for Jared Goff.
Hey, you got to get your quarterback.
Once you label, this is our dude, this is our guy, and you have that board and you write it in Sharpie where you can erase it, go make your move. Go do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
But we'll see what happens with the draft. A lot of crazy things, but transition to the basketball world real quick because even though it is March.
I thought you were making a personal announcement about transitioning.
No, sir.
On that note, I'm going to use the bathroom.
All right, go ahead. Stand up and sit down.
Definitely
transition. Sorry.
Yeah, that's that real transition right there. But no, a lot of people woke up to the infamous Ja Morant tweet Saturday morning, and man, I'm gonna let you kick it off, big homie.
Ja Morant.
Yeah, man.
So here's my thing, man, and I think you and I kind of talked about this, not his particular situation, but a situation like this ad nauseum. When you are in a situation where you are bettering yourself, you're bettering your family, you making money that can change generations. You do not do anything to stop that money from flowing. You got, I mean, look at Pac-Man Jones, still hang around with a large entourage of people he grew up with, going into clubs in Atlanta, getting in shootouts and fights and stuff like that. You know, Offset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We can go down the line and talk about Young Thug, you know, all that. We can go down the line and talk about all these different people. My thing is, first of all, in John Morant's case, you grew up in private school. You know what I'm saying? How all of a sudden now you want to become a gangster? You know what I'm saying? How is it that you start off, you know, in private school and now all of a sudden you want to be a gangster? Come on, bro. Come on. What we doing here? That's one thing. For one thing, why are we even transitioning? You playing in a game in a game or a league that people dream of playing in.
Mm-hmm.
People, you know, when they're kids, pretend they their favorite player, wearing their jersey on court. You know, Michael, Magic, whoever your player is, you know, they do that. You achieve that. You at the pinnacle of your career. Not only are you made it to the league, you one of the faces of the league.
Mm-hmm.
When people talk about the NBA,
his real name is Clarence.
Right? Oswald Morant. You know, I think it's like, yeah, I saw that cheddar meme too, but my thing is, you don't do anything to jeopardize that. You know, if it means you got to cut some of these people loose, you cut them loose. You know, because your mindset should be, I don't mess up my bag for nobody. Period. So it's not saying that I'm better than somebody else. No. You know what I'm saying? If dudes I used to hang with can hang with me and still be, you know what I'm saying, cool, I'm with that. You know, I ain't with leaving nobody behind. But if you still gonna be doing the knucklehead shit we did when we was broke, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a different bracket now.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't doing broke shit. You know what I'm saying? That's broke shit that we doing right there. I don't do that. Because that other stuff, when I'm over here, we keeping this money flowing because
Mm-hmm.
I can change lives.
Generational wealth.
You know what I'm saying? Not only just my family lives, like, you know, I can change other people's lives. Yeah, his dad's the same way. You right, Aunt. You right. His dad is the same way. You know, like the whole Shannon Sharp incident. We can go back to that. You know. And then it makes me think, so I forgot whose parent, because remember, I think it was the All-Star game, it was another parent on sideline. And it was joking though, but Morant and the other dude was kind of going at it and joking. At first, I was like, okay, that's cool, you know, I don't have a problem with it. But now you fast forward to you see the situation, you're like, oh, they on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like they on that bullshit. Because it's like, I'm gonna be me regardless of what I have. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with you being yourself. But when it crosses lines where it's messing up your bag, like why you got a random 17-year-old at your crib playing basketball anyway? You know what I'm saying? You don't even have random hoes at your house. You know what I'm saying? You don't. You know, you meet them at hotels or whatever, but you don't have random hoes at your house. You know what I'm saying? So how you get to the random 17-year-old dude at your crib playing basketball? You get into it. He talking about he gonna air your junk out. You go over there with your boys. First of all, I got money. I ain't going over there. Somebody else might go over there, but I ain't going over there. You know what I'm saying? I got too much money to be going over there. And
I don't know
like
what you're talking about, but to answer your question, it was sitting because it would get really dirty if I took a shit while standing.
Thank you, Nick.
You're
and then the finish line incident.
I was walking in. I'm like, I'm going to answer that when I come out. Back after this.
Why is your mama calling you to come up there to the finish line?
What? What are we talking about?
John Morant. Why is your mama calling you to come up to the finish line? First of all, the way it makes sound, I wasn't there.
What's finish line? The club?
No, it's like Foot Locker. Foot Locker. It's like Foot Locker.
I thought that was the name of the place in Colorado. I was like, what the hell?
No, it's like Foot Locker. So why? You know what I'm saying? You didn't tell me. In the way it may sound like it was just an argument. Like she was like being privileged. You know who I am. Blah blah blah, and that kind of thing. So like my man's getting like unruly. So you can't handle that situation yourself as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You call your son up there, knowing who your son is. So if your son gets an altercation, it's not just another person getting an altercation. It's John Morant getting the brand. John Morant getting an altercation. That's stupid to me.
Everything you do is going to get scrutinized.
Everything.
Like,
now,
and
does that
so,
mean you gotta walk scared? No, I'm not saying that. That means sometimes you may have to defend yourself. Yes, you do that, but you're not looking for those situations. You're not searching out those situations.
look, being a gun owner, I don't have a problem having a gun. That's not my issue.
No,
my problem
not.
is him brandishing it to do this Instagram, TikTok, I'm internet gangster shit.
Mhm.
That's the shit that bothers me. And you don't need to be doing that because you just got a Powerade deal. Powerade could turn around and snatch that shit right now. There's
It's
money
like
out
that.
there.
No, you don't get deals canceled unless you talk about what Kyrie talked about. Nobody gets a deal canceled for guns.
Hey,
You have to make fun of one group of people, and then you
the
lose
people
your
with the
deal.
funny hats.
Then you lose your deal.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but again, it's to me that puts you in a position to lose your fortune, and I think what's missing in this whole Ja Morant situation thing is that when you do this fake this internet thug gangster shit that you do, when you do that and you live in a city like Memphis, Tennessee, where I know cats is really about that,
they'll pull up on you.
They gonna test you.
Oh,
and they really
If
gonna
they
see.
did it,
breaking news.
they did
Breaking
the young
news.
Dolph. They did the young Dolph. What did they do to you?
I got breaking news.
What's up?
Geno Smith and the Seahawks are finalizing a 3-year contract extension worth $105 million with the ability to earn $52 million in the first calendar year.
Get your bag, Geno. Get your bag.
Oh, we know Seahawks ain't looking for a quarterback.
I'm proud for Geno. Get your bag. You talking about redemption story? Disney write the check to do the biopic on Geno. Y'all doing Kurt Warner. Y'all doing all this other shit. You get it on Geno.
Who plays him? I got my answer, and I know you know my answer is gold. I just thought of this. Yeah. Go ahead, you two go first, and I'll who plays Geno in the movie?
Oh, who plays Geno?
Michael B. Jordan.
Flavor Flav.
Michael B. Jordan.
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav. That's John Morant, bro. That's not.
Shut up, Flavor Flav.
Is that or a cockroach? One or two.
I would say the one who most looks like him is Clarence Meatmile, who played in the
Michael Jackson.
Oh, you talking about the guy that played
in the Iron Man movie?
What's
his name?
Oh, you talking about
Anthony Mack?
Anthony Mack.
Yes. That's the one who most looks like him. But I'm gonna go with Will Smith, and here's why. Getting drafted by the Jets is the same as embarrassing yourself and smacking Chris Rock at the Oscars. So now this is the comeback story.
Oh, Jaleel White. He said Steve, the guy that plays
Yeah, Jaleel White.
That's not okay. Hey, by the way, he has his own strand of weed. That's crazy. Purple Urkel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw I watched the 22-minute episode of when he became Stefan the other day, like on my phone because it popped up, and like I love playing like video roulette. Like Instagram, you click a video and then you don't know what you're gonna get next.
Right.
Like do that with Facebook, and then sometimes there's like a whole episode of a show just sitting there. I watched the whole episode of Family Matters when he taught them all the dance and shit.
Do the Urkel dance.
He started like freaking out because he was morphing in and out. Like one of the greatest acted episodes I've ever seen.
See, but to transition that back into John Morant, see, you can't be acting like you Stefan when you really Urkel.
Right.
So John Morant, stop with this internet. I'm telling you, there's cats in Memphis that will try him because you gotta look at
and now they're coming strapped because they know you carry. You put yourself and people around you in harm's way by acting a fool.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree with you, Nick, because look, Memphis, Tennessee don't play that. They don't care about your status. They killed Young Dolph.
They killed Young Dolph.
There's been other rappers based in Memphis that's been killed in Memphis. They don't give a damn you NBA dude. They know how much you worth. You know how we know how much you worth? Because your contract was detailed in on ESPN when you signed it. We know how much money you got. We saw the guaranteed money that you came with. Oh, now you think you thug? Now you think you gangster? Oh, we about to go run up on the list.
Nowadays, they don't care who you are, no matter where you at.
I thought of that spur of the moment, dude. I thought of that spur of the moment.
They pull up on. Look like they did the Pop Smoke. They don't care no matter where you at. They don't care. Man. They pulled up on him when he was in LA. He's on Instagram talking about he's in LA throwing his party. I
thought he was fake. Papa Smurf?
No, Pop Smoke.
See, Nick. See, Nick does that, and you fall for it every time, Jamel. Like, you just gotta.
This is why.
Keep going.
I'll be real. I don't know. I don't know.
I told you, dog. You just gotta keep going.
Yeah, to me, Pop Smoke is me because that's what my son says about me. Pop Smoke, yes, you do.
Hey, go ahead, man.
Yeah. So my thing, they don't care. They don't care who you are or where you are. It doesn't matter. So. You have to look at those things, man. You keep yourself out of harm's way. You don't even bring harm on you. You bring harm on your old dude. You bring harm on your mom. All that.
But it's too much. It's too much things that are happening, man. That this dude is literally going by. You know, we've seen this before.
Yep.
It don't end well for you. Somebody in that damn city called Memphis, Tennessee, they gutter like that.
You're right, MJ.
They are gutter like that. They're gonna try you.
They're gonna try you.
Somebody gonna try John Morant. I'm telling you, and I'm not wishing this on him, but the fact that you're drawing so much attention to yourself and going out the way to cause attention to yourself that's very unnecessary. I'm telling you, in a city like that, there are people who are pirates, and they don't give a damn of the ramifications if they get caught. What's the benefit of them if they actually pull it off? They get rich.
Right. White guy with the big forehead. Go ahead. Yeah, that'd be you.
Definitely don't look around.
All right, what you looking for?
Yeah.
Is there two white guys with big foreheads in your room?
Hear me out.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
This is why Bill Cosby was your protege, because you never got caught. He did. You didn't teach him everything.
Can't tell all your secrets, but go ahead.
Where was this club he was at?
It was in Memphis, wasn't it?
Wait
a minute, you talking about Finish Line?
Where was the club he was at?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. Go ahead.
Colorado.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Follow-up question.
Kobe?
Did you happen to buy the gun there that day? Were you traveling around on the team plane with it, bring it to arenas with you? You know what I'm saying? Like there's more layers to it. Right. I'm pretty sure it was Colorado. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I thought I saw something about in Colorado.
Because he had to travel with the team because he didn't have the suspension yet.
Right.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the timeline though, but you know. That does play a part. That
does play a part. Cause did you carry a gun? No, that's federal. That's federal laws you breaking.
Well, not only that, it puts his NBA career.
Yeah, they played the Nuggets Friday night. He was in Colorado
because you're breaking league policies and travel policies and all that stuff. But and then also
that's what I'm saying. The investigation, there will be more to this.
Right.
You're traveling on an NBA team plane. You're flashing it in a club, whether that's legal to possess or have open carry out there. There's so much shit that can come down to him from this, from the NBA. Excuse me, and legally. And you're traveling around. Is it registered? Is it yours?
Yeah, Mel, you had a good point too. Federal too. That's that. If you travel around with
what's the gun laws in Colorado?
Right.
I have to make this a law show, but there's so many different layers to this. Of this dude can really made a bad decision, and I've been to the private room in a lot of gentlemen establishments. I've never felt the need for a weapon.
Right.
Parking lot, maybe.
I come with my own stick.
Hey man, and that's the way we're going to end the show because before this shit even go to another level. Anyway, John, smarten up. I don't know what's going on with you, but tighten up, bro. You got too much attention going on with you, and it's not good attention. And hey,
Facts.
you better straighten up because I'm telling you, there's people in Memphis that ain't worried about your status. They know what you're worth, and they ain't worried about the ramifications. I don't want to wish that. I'm not wishing that upon you, but
It's
it's
just
a
facts, man.
possibility.
Just facts.
It's a possibility. Somebody gonna test and see if you really gangster like that.
Right.
But as far as I know, you were shook one. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Anyway, hey, that's our show today. I'm the Wild Card Mar. That's a big homie. Nick Shine, Detroit Mail. We IOW. We be back Thursday. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.
And hopefully Rogers is a Jet by then.